Hello and welcome to From No Crypto to No Crypto. This is the Crypto Coach, Blockchain Wayne, with another cryptocurrency podcast. Today's episode brought to us by Concierge Club, mobile private key wallet, and point of sale solution, helping to make crypto safe, easy, and their overall process more efficient while costing less, helping to take crypto mainstream. All right, let's jump into today's episode. I really wanted to talk about something that's been kind of weighing on my mind, looking at what's going on in the cryptocurrency space. And let's talk a little bit about the market, a little bit about the industry, a little bit about what we can do to move the needle forward when it comes to cryptocurrency, blockchain adoption. And right now I'm actually working on a presentation. I'll be speaking at a financial breakthrough in Hampton, Virginia on June 22nd. This is not a crypto event. It's a financial breakthrough event, but cryptocurrency is going to be a huge piece of the future. So that's why I'm speaking and educating people that don't know about crypto about it. So I'm looking through my research and I'm going through, let's look at all of the companies right now that are really starting to adopt either blockchain technology and or crypto. And the reason I want to include both of them is because there's a misconception in the space that some companies can utilize blockchain without cryptocurrency. And yeah, I mean, technically you can have a blockchain without cryptocurrency, but it won't be decentralized. It'll still be a centralized blockchain, which kind of defeats the purpose when you look at what blockchain and crypto are poised to do when it comes to freedom and protection and the ability to stop one entity from controlling all of the data, all of the information, all of whatever you look at. So that is why if you want to have a truly decentralized blockchain, you have to incorporate cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is the reward for either mining or staking and verifying transactions on that blockchain across many different nodes, whatever's operating on the blockchain. But when you look at it, Facebook, Walmart, Target, Amazon, Apple, Fidelity, New York Stock Exchange, IBM, Microsoft, Nestle, Pfizer, American Express, Prudential, Walt Disney, Ford, Goldman Sachs, Intel, Morgan Stanley. I know I just rattled off a bunch of names, but you probably recognize 90 to 100% of those names. Those are big names, multi-billion-dollar companies that have either announced utilizing blockchain technology and or cryptocurrency. You know, Facebook, we can talk about Facebook talking about coming out with the cryptocurrency. You know, and there's some news articles now granted, some of these news articles that are out there are looking just to grab headline space or grab attention, saying that the global coin, which is Facebook's cryptocurrency, is gonna be a blockchain, a Bitcoin killer or a Ripple killer, and it'll be neither. You know, it's honestly at this point, until they show more of their project, it still looks like it's going to be another centralized project. Won't be a true cryptocurrency. Yeah, by definition of maybe operating on a blockchain, but is Facebook going to facilitate those transactions? If it's not peer-to-peer, then that kind of defeats what Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies were designed to do. And if it's not decentralized, if all the nodes are run by Facebook, then do you truly have a decentralized cryptocurrency? So we'll see what happens with that. I'm very skeptical on global coin. It is bringing a lot of attention to the space, to cryptocurrency and blockchain, and I do like that. But I don't think the project's really, other than that, bringing more awareness, I don't think it's going to have that big of an impact on most cryptocurrencies. It could eliminate some of the ones that are already destined to fail. As I mentioned before, I mean, there's thousands of cryptocurrencies out there. There's only a handful of them that are really going to make it, that are going to be implemented and utilized. There'll always be, will Bitcoin always be king? We'll see. Right now, I believe so. But there's a lot of the lesser, weaker ones that really haven't done anything or implemented any kind of projects that could go away. So that's what's going on in the industry, the market right now. We've seen a lot more attention coming back to the space. Especially with a lot of this news, we're seeing a lot of new money coming in. I've got friends that I've talked to about cryptocurrency years ago that didn't take my advice, didn't want to get involved, were too scared, or didn't want to lose their money, and now they're calling me up asking me how to buy this, how to buy that. The typical thing. The same reason back in a couple years ago when I was getting just inundated with all these different calls on how to buy different things and how to research and all these different basic questions, that I published my book, From No Crypto to No Crypto, A Beginner's Guide to Cryptocurrency. It's available on Amazon. And actually, I think just Actually, recently, just today, actually made a year since I published that book. So, and that wasn't designed to make a lot of money. I mean, I only make barely a couple bucks on each copy sold, but it was designed to get it out there and help more people be aware of the space. It was a very sharp book. It's a quick read. It's really just to give people the basics and point them in a direction of where to get the right information and a little bit of how to protect them from scams. So, other things going on in the industry, what I'm seeing following a lot of different projects and a lot of different, whether it's a wallet project, a crypto project, or anything in between, I see there's a lot of, some companies are working together and creating a lot of partnerships and harmony within the space, and then there's others that are just bashing other projects. Now, they're legitimate projects, all of them. I'm not talking about the scam projects. You can bash the scam projects all you want, but we need to come together as an industry and work together to move the space forward. I mean, a guy that's become a good friend that I've met, actually over Facebook, and he's been on here in a podcast episode. He's about to launch a podcast channel, and I'm offering any kind of resources and help I can. And you may think, well, why would you do that if that's competition? And really, this space is so new. There's so many people that don't know yet about this space, and so many different things that need to happen to drive awareness, that we don't need to compete with each other. We need to work together. And that's the same thing when it comes to cryptocurrency projects. When it comes to anybody that's doing something to move the space forward, then we need to celebrate, recognize if you see an issue with the project, be able to talk to that person about it and get your questions answered. But a lot of the end result, we need to stop all the fighting, but or just basically bashing between different crypto projects. There's so much opportunity in space. I mean, look at how the market. I'm not talking about cryptocurrency market. I'm talking about the general market. All the different things that are out there. How it's all segmented, and if cryptocurrency can just be utilized in all these different sectors, it could be hundreds of cryptocurrencies that could get adopted based on their use case, based on their protocol, based on whatever technology they're using. That can happen. Now, are there a lot of projects that are going to wash out? Absolutely, but the same thing happened in the early 2000s with the dot-com bubble, right? There was a lot of dot-com companies that popped up. They weren't really that great, didn't have really the greatest technology, kind of rode the wave, and when that bubble popped, a lot of those bad companies washed out. But look at what we're left with today. Look at the technology that's evolved since the early 2000s. So did the dot-com bubble lead to the end of the dot-com industry? Absolutely not. It's booming now more than ever. But the same thing, same type of cycle is what's going to happen with cryptocurrency. So we need to move that forward. Other than that, we need to help people break down their mindset that one, cryptocurrency is difficult to get into. It's hard to get into. I see a lot of people bashing Coinbase because it's a centralized exchange. They've had issues with identity verification, different things. Coinbase is one of the biggest exchanges. Once you understand how crypto works and you want to control your private keys and all of that, then yeah, absolutely, you want to eliminate using Coinbase. And Coinbase does have some high fees for their regular user, consumer interface. But you can also learn to use Coinbase Pro, which is a trading platform which reduces a lot of the fees, but never bash it. You always want to allow people that inroad to get in, because if we bash Coinbase and we bash Gemini or some of these other entry-level points for cryptocurrency where people can buy Bitcoin and other cryptos, then that's going to prevent them from even getting in because it's too complicated. Let them get in, let them buy, explain to them, yes, there are better ways, and we can also teach them and show them. And that's one of the services I offer privately, is helping people move past that initial entry phase where the basics of getting started, all the way up into how to control your own private keys, which wallets to have, whether it's a downloadable wallet or whether it's the hardware wallet, how to set up a ledger. I mean, some of the basic things like that to protect themselves, but don't discourage people from getting into the space if they're looking to get in. If they want to buy Bitcoin on the Cash App, go ahead. I've bought it many times on the Cash App. Now, yeah, you could say there's a little bit of markup on the price, but that's why there's no fee. There's a markup. There's a premium to be paid on the price. But typically when the market's moving and I want a quick spot buy, that's a great place to jump in. So don't discourage people from getting involved when it comes to crypto. We need to, encourage and really, if there's good podcasts out there that are better, and there's some podcasts now that are starting to come out that, granted, they're better than what I can provide. I'm going to recommend people listen to those too. Get your information wherever it is, and we've all got to work together. I'm not competing with those other guys. We are working together to bring awareness and education to the crypto space. Now, are there some podcasts and YouTube channels out there that are just shills? Yeah, absolutely. And what is a shill? I mean, shills are basically those there's out there to promote a project or promote different referrals. Now, don't get me wrong, don't confuse the water. Don't confuse and muddy up the waters. There's nothing wrong with monetizing your content. That is something that all content creators look to do at some point. But as long as it's legitimate, ethical, and it still moves the space forward, then absolutely. Now, if you're just going to get paid to promote a crap project that's not really going to amount to anything, then yeah, that I would have a problem with, and that's what I would want to call out to make sure that you're avoiding those types of programs or shows that will that are hiding under the theme to educate people, but they're really just trying to promote different crypto projects. And there's some people, there's some YouTube channels, and there's some podcasts out there that are starting to catch a lot of slack right now because they've promoted a lot of these scam projects. And now that the projects have collapsed, all the listeners that listened in, took the advice, listened to it, jumped in, and now they're upside down on their investments, or they've pretty much lost everything because the project collapsed. They're looking back, and it kills the credibility of those people. So we got to move the space forward, help people to get into crypto. So instead of bashing like Coinbase and Gemini and some of these other entry points, even a Bitcoin ATM, instead of bashing some of these entry points for crypto, what we need to do is focus our efforts on really exposing the scams that are out there. Your cloud tokens, your plus tokens. A few weeks ago, in a Facebook thread, somebody was basically arguing back and forth with one of the guys that I look up to that is very good at identifying, doing the research, and calling these scams that are scams. And history has proven him to be more correct than not. He does catch a lot of slack from people that are promoting the programs, but one of them was called FX trading, right? Compounding returns. They're trading for you. It's Forex and crypto. And a couple of people within the thread were giving them a hard time about calling them out, saying, how can you prove that's a scam? It's paying people. And then the funny thing was, not funny, I mean, unfortunate for many people that were involved, but that platform has since collapsed within the last few weeks, right? Well, actually, this week they quit paying out. There's starting to be issues with it. So just remember, scam, just because it's a scam doesn't mean it's not going to pay out. It could pay out. But if you get your money back, chances are the people that you bring into it after you are going to lose. And that's why we need to focus our efforts on calling out those scams. So whether it's any kind of program, there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of them that are promising guaranteed returns, and they're using fancier terms like put the crypto in your own wallet. Look, plus token, cloud token, and any of these ones that say that you put crypto into their wallet and they trade for you and you earn so much of a percent. Well, I don't care if it's 1/4%, 0.5%, 1% a day. It's not legitimate. It's going to collapse. And in many of those cases, like cloud token, it's not even a real crypto wallet. It's a fake user interface. You've seen blockchain examples where people have moved Bitcoin into their cloud token wallet, and their quote unquote wallet. And then if you check the blockchain, you can see that Bitcoin is then moved to another wallet which holds thousands of Bitcoin, which means it's not legitimate. So that's what we need to focus on, exposing those scams, because these things are promoting. I'm a big proponent. I do love the network marketing industry, but I've yet to see really a solid company in the crypto space that is strictly crypto. Passive investments. A lot of those things really just don't work. But learn how to educate yourself. You want to make 1 to 3% a day. Learn how to trade. Follow. There's quite a few resources I can point people to that'll help them trade and learn how to identify different trends, whether it's on the short term, if they're doing day trading, long term, if they're doing trend trading. That's how you want to up your skill. These programs where people think they're just going to invest some money, throw some Bitcoin or crypto in it, and then it's gonna compound daily. It just doesn't happen like that. And those are the ones that we need to point out, not the entry points like Coinbase and Gemini, yeah, now as someone gets more involved in the crypto and they start to understand the different aspects of sending and receiving crypto and the different types of wallets, then we want to move them forward into, all right, let me get your own wallet. Let me show you ways that you can purchase without paying a lot of those fees, and make it easier for you to continue to invest, right? So let's take the time to educate and not focus on tearing each other down. Crypto groups. There's a lot of different crypto groups on Facebook. And some of them are very good. Crypto Coin Trader is one that I talk about a lot. I mean, when you have hundreds of thousands of members in groups like Crypto Coin Trader or Crypto Investing, there's going to be some crap in there, some crap in the comments, but don't participate in that crap. If somebody is looking to learn and ask a question, don't belittle them for asking a question unless it's a stupid question. There's not many stupid questions, but there's a few. But if they're asking a question, let's help them out, show them. Don't be one. Somebody asks thoughts on a project, give some legitimate feedback. Many people will just drop a one or two word comment, crap or shit coin or whatever they want to call it, without any kind of basis of research or any kind of look like, okay, these are the points on why this is a good project, or these are the points why it's a bad project. So if you're in this space already and you know some of those things, let's help to to improve the community around it. Yeah, let's face it, there's a lot of people that got in late 2017, early 2018, and they're still upside down on their investments. But let's educate those people, teach them, if they're still holding on, there is hope. But quite honestly, if you just started buying at the peak in 2017, and say you'd have put $100 into Bitcoin every month, right, or every week, say $100 every week, from then all the way until now, you'd be up about 30 to 40% on your investment. So the problem is not that they bought at the top. The problem is when after they bought at the top and things started going down, they didn't dollar cost average buy more in. And so that's an education piece right there. We can teach people how they can really help move the space forward by really learning how to, you want to make this an investment vehicle, then do that. My goal with cryptocurrency is not to be able one day to cash it in for a lot of dollars. My goal is whenever the time comes that I would need to do that, I don't have to, because I can spend what I'm holding, and that's the different ones, right? That's the different ones that I'm holding with promising technology. And I'll talk about that more in the next episode. I'm gonna start bringing in some more interviews. We're gonna go into some different projects and really start talking about different projects. Next episode, we'll probably be looking at the Litecoin halving that's coming up. And what is it? What is halving? What does that mean? And what does that mean for Litecoin and some of the other cryptos? I mean, because let's face it, the Bitcoin halving is coming up in May of next year. And what is that going to mean? What does that truly mean for Bitcoin? Is that going to cause the price to go up? No, absolutely not. But certain other factors that happen from that could cause the price to go up drastically. So that's it for today's episode. Hopefully it was informative. If there's anything you want to learn about, feel free to drop a message in the comments, send me an email, or a message on the Facebook page from No Crypto to No Crypto, and we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. So thank you for listening. We'll catch you on the next episode.